call me names in another language? It would be a pity if I knew what you said. Back in the day, when Radio Shack was still a thing here in Canada, I had a customer come in wanting a refund for a set of PC speakers. You know, the kind with the subwoofer. He just slapped the box on the counter and said, "We decided we didn't want it." His tone was pretty gruff, but hey, no problem. Store policy, right? So I open up the box to do the standard inspection before processing the refund. And that's when I see it. The wire that's supposed to plug into your computer, the one with the little headphone jack on the end, it had been completely cut off. The plastic was stripped back, exposing the bare copper wires inside. I asked him, "Sir, can I ask what happened to the connector?" He let out this huge sigh, rolled his eyes like I was the biggest idiot he'd ever met, and explained, as if it were the most obvious thing in the world, that he had cut it off to feed the wire through a wall in his house so he could plug it into his big, powerful stereo amplifier. Then, before I could even respond, he launched into his complaint. He said when he turned on his amp, the speakers immediately blew out and he smelled burning plastic. Therefore, he concluded, the speakers were obviously defective and he wanted his money back. I just stood there for a second, processing this. I finally asked him to clarify his thinking. "So, you believed that plugging a set of already powered computer speakers directly into an even more powerful amplifier wouldn't cause any problems?" At that exact moment, his wife, who had been silent the whole time, let out a snort of laughter. He immediately wheeled around and started scolding her in German. And at one point, he gestured right at me and called me an Arschloch. Now, unfortunately for him, I had several German gaming buddies online at the time, so I knew exactly what that word meant. It sounds an awful lot like asshole. I cut him off right there. I put on the straightest face I could possibly manage and I said, "I'm sorry, sir. I only understand a little German. You'll have to repeat what you said right before you called me an asshole." I didn't quite catch it. The man just froze. His mouth opened and closed like a fish gasping for air on a riverbank. He was completely speechless. I gently pushed the box back across the counter to him and said, "I'm sorry, but I cannot return items that have been modified or damaged by a negligent user." He didn't say another word. He just picked up the box, turned around, and left. And I was nice enough to throw his destroyed speakers in the trash for him.